Hey, a real quick check-in for today. As for yesterday, more of a thinky day than a doey day, as it's a Sunday, and I've been doing stuff with the family again. But one of the things that I thought about that is a real sort of not practical step to develop the business of speaking, but more for me to develop the technical aspect of speaking. And this has sort of come to my mind because of the questions I've got about use of the stage, especially when it's a big stage, and how I feel like I do an okay job at doing that, but there's probably a lot more that I can learn to improve my use of space and be a bit more deliberate with my movements. And the thing that came to my mind was one of the guys who I follow. He's an American chap, and he does a lot of speech breakdowns. So he looks at people's speeches, mainly but not always, TED Talks, and then he gives a sort of an analysis of it, like what's happening, why is this effective, what's the speaker done here, how is this speech craft really working, what's the impact that the speech is having, and what the components of the speech are that are making that effective. And I've watched a couple of these and taken some really good positive things away from it, but I haven't sort of systemized it, as it were. So I'm looking at habits to get into, and I know I already do a lot of watching of TED Talks, but actually this is a really good area for me to get into sort of studying in a bit more detail, not just with this guy. There's a few other people who do these speech breakdowns and analyses as well, but at the same time being very mindful that something that Aditya said in a session last Tuesday. He said constructing a speech isn't the same thing as deconstructing a speech, or vice versa rather. In other words, that you can't just take the elements and the components and then put them all together in your own speech and come up with the same effect. And I know that, and I'm aware of that, but it's still useful to have the components, sort of examples, I guess, of good examples of speechcraft, good examples of use of a stage, good examples of how a speech is put together, and the structure of it. And I love all that techie stuff as well as the actual delivery. So there's probably I'm probably going to enjoy doing that, and I have enjoyed it, just haven't systemized it. So that's one of the things that came to my mind today. But really, this week, going into this week, tomorrow I've got a call with a prospective client for some corporate workshops mainly. And I've got my big presentation on Thursday, and then another speech and workshop on Friday. And on Tuesday, I'm going into London to do a podcast as a guest on a podcast, and also to meet a guy who's over from India, just finding out more about what he's doing with he's it's a bit cryptic at the moment. I don't know exactly what's happening with him and what he's doing, but I think he's got a business basically that he's launching into the wellbeing world in India, and I've managed to arrange a meeting with him to find out what he's doing and potentially how I can get involved. So a bit of an update on that one, because I've spoke about it a while ago and got all excited with it, and then nothing's really happened, but I booked this meeting in a few weeks ago, so looking forward to that one on Tuesday as well. It's a fairly busy week coming up. On Plus, I just launched a brand new program, a follow-up for the just 10 minutes of daily positivity, with a 10 minutes of daily healthy habits, which is going to start a week tomorrow. So I've got to spend some time this week putting that together, but really excited to keep that going, because I have enjoyed doing those little podcasts, but I wanted to do something a little bit different than just continue with what I had been doing. So yes, it's going to be a busy week. But there's my check-in for the day. I'll be back again with another update tomorrow. But for now, give it a YouTube thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check back in again tomorrow for another daily update. Bye for now.